Hello, 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 hello. Ito yung part 2 natin. What is assessed in the classroom? Balikan ulit natin yung curriculum guide ninyo. Ito yung mga important outlines niya. Content standards. What should the learners know? Din yung covered topic niya, no? Sequential topics. Performance standards naman describe the abilities and skills that learners are expected to demonstrate in relation to the content standards or perform ng mga bata. No? What can learners do with what they know? Second, how well must learners do their work? How well do learners use their learning or understanding in different situations? How do learners apply their learning or understanding? What tools and measures should learners use to demonstrate what they know? Lahat ng yan ay under ng performance standards. Learning competencies, kung babalikan nyo yung curriculum guide natin, refers to the knowledge, understanding, skills, and attitudes that students need to demonstrate. Concept development naman, yung concept development naman, na-discuss na natin to, di ba? Kay Kratwall, yung pag-analyze sa revised Bloom's taxonomy. Yan. Ito yung nasa cognitive base pa lang tayo ha, sa kaisipan on how we process or think through the use of our brain. Tandaan nyo, remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Huwag na huwag nyo itong kakalimutan, my dear. Lahat ng yan, kasi ito yung mahalaga pag kayo teacher na lahat ng inyong ginagawa, even sa lesson planning, ay nakaangkla lahat dito. Natural, hindi ka naman makakapag-assess kung wala ka namang proper planning, no? So, ito yung adapted natin, just try to review, remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Iba sa inyo, I think nalilito sa creating at applying. Ha? Tandaan nyo, ang creating something new product or point of view. If you are just computing, hindi nangangahulugan, let's say, compute the supply function sa economics, no? You are not merely just analyze. You are not simply to say nag-analyze ka. You are just computing. Merely kung yun ang problem mo, kung computing mo yung supply or demand function, then you are just applying what you have learned. Pero yung analyzing, kung tayo nasa economics pa rin, how do the students or how will they do analyze the different markets through the use of different demand or supply functions? Ay, doon nagkakaiba yung level niya, palalim ng palalim. Yung creating naman, hindi porket gagawa ka, magpo-produce, ay nangangahulugan lagi siyang creating. Tandaan nyo, sa creating, kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, yung verb dito, hindi lahat yung verb na yan, nakikita ninyo, naka-italicize, ay fix sa isang cognitive base, no? Yung, let's say, yung word na illustrate, ito nakikita nyo, no? Pwede rin naman siyang gamitin sa creating. Depende sa formation or sa construction ng statement natin, no? If you want to illustrate the map, no? What you have learned on doing or drawing a map, let's say, azimuthal map, then you're just applying, no? Drawing or illustrating. But if you want to use the verb illustrate sa creating, then you want to illustrate new political platforms or political propaganda that will engage your audience, blah, 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 then yun ay creating na. You're creating point of view. Tandaan nyo, lagi may bago sa creating. Lahat ay bago pala, sorry. Kasi lahat ng creating kasi, hindi ka naman po siya makakapag-create kung lahat ng yan ay hindi ka mag-undergo sa lahat ng nitong different taxonomy na to. So natural, nag-start pa rin lahat ng yan sa remembering hanggang sa magdi-deeper ka sa creating. How are learners assessed in the classroom? Learners are assessed in the classroom through various processes and measures. Then siya, individual and collaborative formative assessment. Individual, so to speak na lang, independently, o nag-iisa siya, or lahat ng output ay coming from the learner itself. Kung ano mang delivery man yun. Collaborative, natural. E di may groupings, no? May discussions, may collaboration. Formative assessment, di ba nabanggit ko nga sa inyo sa part 1, ang formative assessment ay nire-record pero hindi ginigradean. Ito kasi yung, ano niya, rationale niya. Ito yung 3 parts niya. Before the lesson proper, and after the lesson. Pag sabing before the lesson, formative assessment conducted before the lesson informs the teacher about the learner's or the student's understanding. Let's say, okay, do you have any idea with this? Diba? Before we start our lesson, diba? May mga prerequisite skills. Before the lesson, formative assessment yun, ha? Okay, answer this. KWL chart. Yung readiness ninyo, okay, before the lesson yun. During the lesson proper, okay, doon na papasok yun. While subsequently, nasa discussion, okay, you're just asking your students, can you follow or already lesson proper na yon? Try to answer this puzzle or during the lesson proper yon. Pwede mong include yon sa iyong instruction or strategies or iyong technique mismo. After the lesson, okay, try to generalize what you have learned. It's an example ng formative assessment yun, ha? Whether the learning objectives were achieved. Kinaklarify kasi natin dito sa formative assessment. Sandaan ninyo, hindi naman lahat ng ating ginagawa sa loob ng classroom or lahat ng learning that takes place sa loob ng classroom or kahit sa mang delivery ay kailangan gradean. Yun kasi ang rationale pagdating sa formative assessment. So, you can also try to record all those instances or learning processes, but not necessarily you need to those outputs for you to grade the performance of the students by itself, no? So hindi ka agad-agad. Ito siya. Yung mga example. Try to browse it na lang para tayo mabilis. Yan, ito na yung summative assessment. Ano po ba yung summative assessment? Pag sinabi ko summative assessment, hindi naman doon nangangahulugan lagi ito ay monthly. Hindi nangangahulugan ito ay laging exam. Ha? Yung kasi nasa isip kasi ng iba, pag sinabing summative, although of course, summation, pinagsama-sama, hindi lagi ito ay exam. Ha? Tandaan. Ano-ano po ito? Tandaan, merong individual at collaborative ulit. Ito yung mga components niya. Tandaan ito ha, tatlo. Written work component, written work. Letter B, performance task component. At letter C ay quarterly assessment. Balik tayo. Yung written work component ensures that students are able to express skills and concepts in written work. Yan. Performance task component naman, karamihan ito yung naka-angkla mismo sa performance standard. Take note ha. Allows learners to show what they know and are able to do in diverse ways. Performance. Actually, sa performance, di man nangangahulugan lahat ay may acting, lahat ay merong psychomotor o may paggalaw. Kahit yung written form, let's say, making journals din ha, or making newspaper, pwedeng pasok rin siya sa performance. Depende na rin sa inyong objectives. Tandaan ha. Pwede siyang mag-clump. Yung quarterly assessment, ito na yung sinasabi kong objective test or paper pencil test. Quarterly assessment. So, ito siya. Just to cover it up, components ng summative assessment. Meron tayong written work, performance task, at quarterly assessment na kung saan, kung naabutan kayo ng K-12, ito yung components ng assessment kung paano kayo ginradan ng inyong teachers. Yan, revealing part na yan. So, ito na, kakat ko na muna para mag-proceed tayo sa part 3 para sa grading system. Okay, thank you.